Hi guys, happy Lunar New Year. We are in a brand new year. It is the year of the rat, and the beginning of the year is one of my favorite times to talk about goal setting. This video is all about helping you set your goals and learn how to achieve them. Namely, goals for your home. Why is it important for you to set home goals? Well, just think about the environment that you live in and what you're surrounded by. You want to be able to wake up and feel completely inspired by your space. I mean, haven't you ever noticed that when you wake up and your room is clean, you feel so much better, more invigorated and ready to tackle the day, versus waking up to like a messy bedroom where all you want to do is just hit that snooze button and go right back to bed. I really want you guys to pay attention and tune into how you feel when you're surrounded by an environment that is completely uplifting. It'll just make you feel so much more positive throughout the day. Let's jump right into it. Why is goal setting important? Before you embark on any type of goal setting plans, you first have to ask yourself, what is it that you want? What is it that you desire from each space? I find it so much easier to break down your home room by room and come up with some really key characteristics of how you want that space to feel. For instance, I want my home to feel vibrant, uplifting, positive, colorful, and tells my story. So every single piece of furniture that I pick or decorative item, even a paint color, is going to help elicit that sort of response. Do you want your bedroom to be like a dreamy oasis, or do you want it to feel energetic and lively? I want to help you break down what you want from each space, set some home goals so that you can achieve them, and you will be on your way to living the life of your dreams. When you first set out to reach a goal, you want to ask yourself two things. Number one, why do you want to achieve the goal? And number two, how are you going to get there? Achieving home goals starts with prioritizing what is the most important to you. Typically, it's a room that you use the most. You want to break down your house room by room and start checking off like really simple goals. Let's say the entry, you need to declutter it. The kitchen, you need some new plateware. The bedroom, you need some new sheets. You want to break it down into actionable, bite-sized steps and focus on one task at a time. Most importantly, don't overthink it, guys. It's not a race to the finish line. I mean, you are designing and styling a whole house. If not a whole house, just at least one large space at a time. There is a lot of little details that goes along to it, and your home should really tell your story. It's not about running out to the nearest home decor shop and just like finding a bunch of things that you think looks good. It's about you being able to share your story. I'll be walking you through how I set goals for my home and how to tackle it one by one. You can see from my last video where we decluttered my home office, that was one of the major priorities that I wanted to get done before the Lunar New Year. We'll be moving through my home room by room and prioritizing the most important spaces next. My entry is typically really tidy and it's always clean. I organize it in a way where, there's a valet station for my keys and wallet, there's a place to hang my purse and coats, but at the same time, I just feel like it needs a little bit of an upgrade. I'm trying to neutralize my home a little bit more. I want it to feel calmer with a little less color. I have been living in color for as long as I can remember, and I think with a new baby I kind of just want like a little home refresh. So the goal for my entry is to swap out my entry console. It's not only a good idea to define exactly what you're going to do in each space, you want to give yourself a deadline at the same time. While a week is like completely far-fetched for me to find like the new console of my dreams, I'll probably give myself another month and a deadline of March 1st to do that. Next, we are moving into the living room. Now, the living room and my dining nook and my kitchen are actually adjacent to each other. You can see that entire space from one room to the next. We are in a little bit of a transition right now. The baby is going to be crawling soon, which means I have to get rid of a lot of these sharp edges. My goal for the living room is to completely swap out all of the living room furniture. I'm just ready for a new look. However, I want to break it down into actionable, bite-sized chunks so I can tackle each area at a time. I think one of the most important things I need first is a rug. Kamari is going to be crawling soon, and I have hardwood floors, so it's a little bit crazy for her to be crawling on like this super hard surface. So the first thing I need to do is measure my living room so I know the exact size rug to get. I always like to give myself like a complete dream scenario, like think big picture. You want to completely swap out all the furniture in the living room. Is that going to be feasible this year? Maybe, maybe not. As you start sectioning it off one by one, like rug goes first. Maybe swapping out the rectangular, sharp edge coffee table for something really nice and round next. And finalizing it with a brand new sofa. As long as you break it down and chunk it down, it'll be a lot more feasible and you won't feel so overwhelmed by such a laundry list of things to do. Next is the kitchen. As much as I love the decor in the kitchen, I'm just ready for a facelift. You guys remember that I have a completely open shelving system in my kitchen. I want it to feel a lot less cluttered and a little bit more minimal. I'll be minimizing the look of the shelves with less dishware, less plateware, really only the necessities of what we absolutely use every day. And I want to swap out some of the decor to be a little bit more neutral and minimal. The dining room is one of the other areas where I want to do a complete overhaul. I mean, I would love to swap out the entire dining set, from the sofa, the chairs, the table, to, my 2 shelves on the side. However, I'm just going to take this little by little. So the priority in this case is to get rid of my beautiful gold dining table. That custom table is like one of the most beloved pieces in my entire home. However, it's glass, and glass and a toddler is just not going to mix. I'll most likely be repurposing that gold table for my studio, but until that happens, I definitely need to address the glass on the dining table. Moving on to my bedroom. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I repainted the bedroom since you last saw it. We have a brand new headboard in there. We got rid of all of the Hollywood Regency style decor, and now we have prepped it for baby. It's white, it's light, it's bright, but it is missing some key decor items that really make a statement in a bedroom. I'll be hanging up new artwork, new shelving, and new window treatments to go along with it. Moving on to my master bathroom, I've had a lot of makeshift items in there. I DIY'd like a blackout curtain panel just to put up because when we had the baby, I didn't have enough time to custom make window shades. Window shades is like at the top of my list. Another area I want to tackle is my vanity. Before, I had this really huge writing desk that I repurposed into my vanity. I love the way it looks. I mean, it has this really beautiful antique finish and a lot of little cubbies where I can place all my makeup. But right now, I'm feeling like it's taking up a little bit too much space in there. I want to replace that desk with something slimmer, something sleeker, a little bit more modern, so it doesn't take up too much space. Moving on to La Hub's office. Our entire home is kind of like this mishmash of multifunctional rooms. His office is also like a makeshift closet. Just because we have a lot of little areas that bleed into each other, I hacked these IKEA bookshelves, which we are currently using as his shoe closet. He is as obsessed with fashion as I am, so you can imagine that we have shoes and clothes and accessories piled high from room to room. What I want to do is streamline his office and closet area and kind of get rid of all the things that we don't need on a day-to-day basis. Just like how we did with my office, I want his space to feel productive, efficient, and inspiring. And lastly, we have this major renovation that I am ready to tackle this year. I've been living in this house for almost 5 years now, and there is this bathroom in La Hub's office that I cannot stand. I mean, it's completely functional. There's a toilet, there's a sink, there's a mirror, but it is just like the ugliest little room in my entire house. This is one of those home goals that I've been setting for 5 years now, and I constantly think about it every time I walk past that room. But this is the year, guys. I am putting it down. I am writing it down and making a deadline for it. We are going to be renovating his tiny, tiny bathroom from like super bland basic into like beautiful bomb new space. I'm putting it out there and holding myself accountable with this video. So I hope that you guys will be on for that ride as well when we tackle that tiny little bathroom that is the bane of my existence. Of course, we'll be filming that entire process from start to finish. We'll almost be in a new month of February, so I'm giving myself another 5 months to do it. I want to give myself enough leeway since it's a huge project, but not too far off where I'm going to totally forget about it. That's the thing about setting goals. To recap, you want to make sure that you prioritize your desires, ask why you want to achieve that specific goal, and give yourself a deadline to achieve it. These steps can work for any type of goal settings, not just for the home. But remember that your environment is so much more important than you think. It's the first thing you see when you wake up and the last thing you see before you go to sleep. It's time that you bring more awareness into your space and start thinking about the dream life that you want to create for yourself now. The easiest way to stay on top of your goals is to, of course, write it down. If you have a planner, I would jot down your entire home goals list in there and kind of break it down month by month and what you want to achieve. You can go one step further by transferring the month's goals into your phone like I do. I just simply jot it down into the notes section of my iPhone and I can check it off task by task. I mean, checking it off makes me feel so much more accomplished, especially when I see that I've hit every single goal I needed to month by month, and it'll give me the momentum I need to go for the entire year. I hope you guys like this type of content. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if there's any home goals you want me to help you tackle. I would love to give you my suggestions on storage, organization, or even how to design a new layout for your space. And of course, subscribe to my design channel. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Happy Lunar New Year, and I'll see you in the next one.